The pike push-up is the best shoulder exercise for beginners. Here's why. It's extremely scalable. You can elevate your hands, which will make it really easy, or you can elevate your feet, which will make it really hard. The difficulty of this exercise is based on the ratio of how much weight you're putting into your hands and how much weight you're putting into your feet. The more weight you're putting into your hands, the more difficult this exercise is, and the less weight you're putting into your hands, the easier this exercise is. It's just like shoulder pressing in the gym, but much more fun. The higher you elevate your feet, the more weight you're shoulder pressing. However, once you elevate your feet so much that they're parallel to the ground, there's really no point in elevating them further because it just becomes uncomfortable. Instead, you can start doing back-to-wall handstand push-ups with one leg touching the wall, and eventually work your way up to freestanding handstand push-ups. See how quickly we went from doing pike push-ups to handstand push-ups? This is the beauty of the pike push-up. It prepares your body really well for the handstand push-up because the movement pattern is basically identical. But before you can even start thinking about doing handstand push-ups, you have to master pike push-ups with the correct technique. First, start in a downward dog with your scapula elevated. Then lower your head down to the ground in front of your arms, keeping your elbows tucked in by your sides, and return to the starting position. Don't make the mistake of lowering your head down in between your arms because that will make your elbows flare out to the sides. Even though this will make your shoulders work even more because the angle between your upper body and the floor will increase, it can lead to impingements in your elbows or shoulders, so always make sure that your head goes in front of your hands and your elbows stay tucked in. Another mistake that you should avoid is leaning too far forward because then you'll be working your chest more than your shoulders. Instead of being a shoulder press, it'll turn into an incline press, which is not our goal in this context. Now, the main difference between doing pike push-ups on parallettes and doing pike push-ups on the ground is the range of motion. Since your head is able to go lower than your hands, doing pike push-ups on parallettes is superior because a larger range of motion equals more gains. Personally, I like doing all pushing exercises on parallettes more than on the ground because I had a wrist injury in the past from doing handstands, and parallettes are just much less stressful on the wrists, but this is up to your personal preference. You can also increase your range of motion by elevating your hands on something else, for example weight plates. Now let's talk about how to find the right progression for you. To build muscle and strength effectively, you should pick a progression that you can do for at least 5, but no more than 15 reps. If you find out that you can only do 3 pike push-ups, have some humility and pick an easier progression. This will make your progress much faster in the long run. But if you find out that you can do 15 reps of your current progression in all of your sets, it's time to pick a harder progression. Always make sure that you stay in the 5 to 15 rep range, since this is the best rep range for building muscle and strength effectively. To get the most out of this exercise, you should do it for at least 9 sets per week. You can spread this volume between however many workouts you want, but the most common practice for beginners will be 3 workouts per week. Also make sure to include some pulling exercises in your routine, since this exercise will only cover the pushing aspect. And actually, not even that, only the vertical pushing aspect. To work all of your pushing muscles effectively, you should also do dips and push-ups. These will hit your chest much more than pike push-ups. I believe that I covered everything that you need to know about the pike push-up, but if you have any more questions, feel free to comment them down below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and click the link in the description for the best 9 bodyweight exercises for beginners. Other than that, make sure to have an awesome day. Peace!